Good morning, student. Welcome to the second part of this class. In this class, we are going to discuss about the toroid. Okay. So, in the last class, we have discussed about the solenoidal configuration, solenoid, and we have found that if it is a solenoid and a current passes through the solenoid, say I current passes through the solenoid, then if there exists any magnetic field, it will be in the axial direction inside the solenoid. There will not be any field outside the solenoid. B outside is equal to 0. Here also B outside is equal to 0. Whatever the magnetic field there, it will exist inside the solenoid. Okay, and that too in the axial direction. Okay, now a toroid can be made up of the solenoidal configuration. What we have to do, we have to just bend the solenoid into a circular form, and it should close onto itself. That means the starting point and ending point should touch each other. So basically it will be in the shape of a circle. Okay, so what to form a solenoid out of to form a toroid out of a solenoid, what we have to do, we have to just bend the toroid solenoid like that. Okay, so it should be of this configuration. Okay, so let me write it nicely. Suppose we choose it like that. We just first make a circle like that. Okay, now what I have to do, I have to just wind up the wires here like a solenoid in the form of the circle. So basically this is the toroidal configuration. Okay, now what we have to determine, we have to determine the magnetic field outside the region of the solenoid, toroid, inside the region of the toroid, or in a region between in a region or in this region. Okay, this is the central region of the toroid, so we are going to determine the magnetic field at this three region. Suppose this is point Q, this is point R, and say this is point R. Okay, P, Q, and R. We are going to determine the magnetic field at the point P, Q, and R if a current I passes through the toroid. Suppose a I current enters here and leaves here. Okay, suppose in anti-clockwise direction it's moving, and if the current moves in the anti-clockwise direction, we have to basically find out what is the magnetic field at this point. A P point is outside the toroid, Q point is inside the toroid, and R point is in the central region of the toroid. Basically, at this 3 points, we are going to find out the value of the magnetic field. Okay, now since toroid is a symmetrical configuration, for example it is in the form of a circle, so selection of Ampere's loop in this case is very easy. Basically what we are going to do, we are going to choose a circular the Ampere's loop so that it encloses the current I. Okay, so first let's do for a region at the point P. Okay, so first we are going to determine the magnetic field at the point P due to this toroidal current. Okay, so magnetic field at point P. Okay, so say this is the toroid. And we are going to determine the magnetic field at the point P. Okay, so I current enters here, say I current leaves here, and I current enters at this point. So in this way the current enters it and then passes through it, so it's a continuous process. Okay, so first what we have to do, we have to imagine a circular Ampere's law loop around the toroid. Okay, say from the center of the toroid, suppose it is at a distance R. Okay, so this distance is basically R. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to now apply the Ampere circuital law, which is basically C B dot dl is equal to mu naught into I into C. Okay, now you see for a point P which is outside the toroid, the value of I inclusive is equal to 0. Okay, the reason is very simple. For example, if you see at this point, let me put it in a extended view. In then what you can see from the perspective of the point P. Suppose these two region. Okay, so here at this point you can see the current is leaving the surface, but at this point what you can see, the current is entering into the toroid. Okay, so at this point if you see, the current is already leaving the surface, and at this point if you see, the current is entering the surface. So if we the current coming outside, coming out of the toroid, if we put it as the dot symbol, that current entering into the toroid, we can put it as cross symbol. So basically these two current cancel out each other, therefore I inclusive is equal to 0 here. Okay, this is also clear from this 2 point also. Okay, you see this is the entry point of the current of the toroid, and this is the exit point, or this is the exit point, or this is the entry point, conversely. So what happens, whatever current enters into the toroid surface, it will get exit at this point. At this point, whatever current enters in at this point, it get exist at this point. So total amount of current enclosed by this Ampere's loop will be equal to 0. That's why the magnetic field at any point outside the toroid, B outside, will be equal to 0. There will not be any magnetic field outside of the toroid. I hope the reason is clear clear to you. Okay, let me repeat it again. Okay, first what we have done, we have imagined a Ampere's loop of radius r, which is in the form of a circle, because the toroidal has a circular symmetry. Okay, so we can write line integration B dot dl is equal to mu naught into I inclusive. Okay, now the total current enclosed by this loop is equal to 0. This is because if you see at this point the current exit, and at this point the current enter. So whatever current enters here will exit at this point. So these 2 points are enclosed by this toroid. Therefore, net current enclosed will be equal to 0. Okay, so we can think it in another way also. For example, if we consider the case of a particular current loop, what we can see, at this point it seems like current is going outside from the toroid, and at this point it seems like the current is entering into the toroid. Okay, so similar as condition exists for this point and this point also. If one point, at one point if we imagine current enters, then at other point we can imagine the currents leave the surface. So whatever current enters into the toroid just leaves it. Okay, if we imagine a Ampere's loop outside of the toroid. Okay, so net current enclosed by this outside loop will be equal to 0. Therefore, any magnetic field outside the toroid will have the value B out is equal to 0. Okay, now if we want to calculate the magnetic field at any point, say suppose say a point Q inside the toroid, then what we have to do, we have to imagine another Ampere's loop passing through the point Q. Okay, now as you see, this Ampere's loop does not contain any current, because the current is passing along this direction, and our Ampere's loop is inside the toroid. So the for any inside point also, I inside is equal to 0. So B inside is equal to 0, because the from Ampere's law we know that the Ampere's loop does not enclose any current. Therefore, B inside is also equal to 0. Okay, so what we have found, at the point P, the magnetic field due to the toroid is 0. At the point Q, which is inside the toroid, the magnetic field is 0. Now we are going to determine on the central axis of the toroid, say at the point R. R point is on the central. If this is the central axis of the toroid, then R point will be on the central axis of the toroid, and we are going to determine what is the value of the magnetic field at this region. Okay, so for that, what we have to do, we have to imagine a Ampere's loop passing through the point R in the shape of a circle, since the toroid has a circular symmetry, and then we have to apply the Ampere's law to find out the magnetic field at that point. Okay, so let me do that. So say this is the toroid. Okay, and this is the central axis of the toroid, axial direction basically, and we are going to determine the magnetic field at the point say R, right? At the point say capital R, which is at a distance small r from the center of the toroid. Okay, so this is the arrangement basically. So the current is like this. The current is flowing say in this direction. Okay, so if I have a extended view, then it will be something like that. Say this part. At this part, it seems like the current is leaving the surface, right? At this part, the current is leaving the surface. Okay, so we'll put dot here. Current leaves the surface. So this corresponds to this part of the toroid. Okay, and at this part it seems like the current enters into the surface. So you see the currents enter into the surface. Okay, so if I plot this here, so this corresponds to this region, and here it seems like the current enters into the surface. Okay, so this part. So I put it as dot sign. So this orientation is important. You have to understand the meaning. As you see on this surface, it feels like the current is coming out of the toroid. Okay, so so this part I have put is dot sign, and on this surface, inside surface, it feels like the current is entering into the surface. Therefore, I just put cross sign here. Okay, now what we are going to determine? We are going to determine magnetic field in this region. Say this is R, this is the point R. Okay, so we are considering the Ampere's loop through the point R. Okay, and this point is at a distance smaller. Say this point is at a distance smaller. Okay. Okay, so now what? Now we have to apply Ampere's circuital law. Surface integration B dot dl is equal to mu naught into I into C. Okay. So as I have already told you, the direction of B and dl will be in the same direction for solenoidal current. Therefore, we can write B dl line integration. So cos theta is equal to 0 in this case. Therefore, mu naught into I into C. Okay. So B is a constant value as similar to the case of solenoid. Therefore, we can take it out from the integration sign. So B dl is equal to mu naught into I into C. Okay. Now dl, suppose here dl is a small length. If we integrate the whole small whole along the whole circle, then what we are going to get? We are going to get nothing but the circumference of the circle. Okay, and here the radius of the circle is small r, therefore its circumference will be twice pi into small r is equal to mu naught into I into C. Okay, now the important question is how much current this Ampere's loop is enclosing. As you can see, the I current which leaves the surface also enters here. So basically this Ampere's loop is carrying this Ampere's loop is carrying a current I. Okay, and there are say there are n numbers of turn, capital N numbers of turn in the toroid. So each turn will carry a current small I. Therefore, total number of current that is carried by this Ampere's loop will be equal to capital N into I. Okay, because this I current enters here and leaves at the surface. So our Ampere's loop is in between these two. Therefore, this Ampere's loop will totally enclose the current I. Okay, and we are assuming that there are n numbers of turns of the solenoid, therefore each turn will consist of I current, therefore n numbers of turn, basically it will have capital N into I total current. Okay, so B will be equal to mu B into twice pi R will be equal to mu naught into N into small I. Okay, so capital B will be given by mu naught into Ni divided by twice pi into small r, where capital N is the number of turns, total number of turn of the toroid. Okay, so this is a very important derivation. Let me repeat it again. You see, we are considering the Ampere's loop at the point R. Okay, and this Ampere's loop contains this current which enters into the surface. Okay, which enter into this surface. Okay, so whatever the current enters will again exit at this point. Okay, so this, if this is I current, then this also will be I current, but our Ampere's loop will be in between these two surfaces, therefore this Ampere's loop will consist of I current. Okay, we don't consider the current which exit at this point, otherwise total current will be 0, because at this point current leaves the surface, at this point current enters the surface. So the total current, if the Ampere's loop is outside the toroid, as we found in the first case, that value will be equal to 0. But since here the Ampere's loop is between these two surfaces, therefore it will consist of a small I current per turn, per turn, and we are considering there are capital N numbers of turn, therefore total number of current which is enclosed by this Ampere's loop will be equal to capital N into I. Okay, so therefore using this Ampere's law, what we have found that B is equal to mu naught capital Ni divided by twice pi into small r. Okay. Okay, now we can do a further calculation. You see, capital N is the total number of turn of the toroid, right? And we are, if we assume the total radius of the toroid, the radius of the toroid is, if the radius of the toroid is small r, then what will happen? The length will be equal to, the length of the toroid will be equal to twice pi into r. Okay, so if small n is the number of turn per unit length, then if small n is number of turn per unit length, then capital N is nothing but twice pi small r into small n. Okay, so we can put this value there. Suppose the radius of the toroid, this is suppose the radius of the toroid, and we are considering r exactly on the axis of the toroid, that is at a distance r from the center of the toroid. Okay, so if small n is the number of turn per unit length, then for a toroid of radius small r, total length is twice pi r. So number of turn per unit length is small n, therefore total number of turn capital N, which we can write twice pi r into small n. Okay, so now we can put this expression here, twice pi r mu naught into twice pi small r n into I. So twice pi r cancel, so mu naught into I, and I is equal to B. Okay, so the value of magnetic field at any point on the radius of the toroid. Okay, the radius of the toroid, basically we considered it as a axial direction, and that value will be equal to B is equal to mu naught into Ni, which is same with the solenoidal current. This expression we have found in the solenoidal current, but same expression we have found in the toroidal current also. Okay, and this is the value of the magnetic field on the radius of the toroid. For any other value, you have to use this expression. If r is not the radius of the toroid, suppose r is say at this point, it is still inside the toroid, but it is greater than the radius of the toroid, then in order to find the magnetic field, you have to use this expression. B is equal to mu naught Ni divided by twice pi r. Mu naught capital Ni divided by twice pi r. Okay, and so if in any case, if small r be the radius of the toroid and there are small n numbers of turn per unit length, in that case, this expression will turn into B is equal to mu naught into N. Okay, so let me revise everything again once again. For any point outside the toroid, the magnetic field is 0. Any point inside the toroid, the magnetic field is 0. There exists a magnetic field inside the toroid in the axial direction, in this direction. Okay. Along the axis of the toroid, we will get a magnetic field, and that value is equal to mu naught N into small I if the point is on the axis of the toroid. Okay, if it's slightly against slightly above or below the axis but still inside the toroid, then we have to use this expression B is equal to mu naught capital N small I divided by twice pi r, where capital N is the total number of length of the toroid and r is the distance from center of the toroid to the point of concern. Okay, if it is on the axis, then we can simply use this expression B is equal to mu naught small n into small I. Okay, so in this way we can calculate the value of magnetic field for a toroidal current configuration. Okay, this kind of toroidal current configuration basically used in fusion device, where the toroid is used in order to confine the charged particle by the application of the magnetic field. You see here, magnetic field is in the axial direction, okay, like this, in the form of a circle. So this magnetic field, we can easily control the value, the magnitude of the magnetic field we can easily control by controlling the value of the current. After all, the magnetic field here depends on I and number of turn per unit length. So this kind of configuration is very essential if we want to have controlled magnetic field. Okay.